With a dumper. I wonder if my AirPods are still connected. Think so. Let me see. Hello, Azariah. There. Hello. Let me see.
Oh, sorry, my mic was muted and my camera came out. I don't know why it joined like this, but hey, I'm here.
You're all right.
I'm
I am
here.
so sorry about that. Unfortunately, we reached Zoom's 40-minute time length. You can only make 40-minute meetings with the free account. But what I'd like to do, just to end off our session, since we have run out of time, is that I'd like to just finish off on the logical consequences of um what what could be the outcomes of um choosing or staying within what seems to be your two major signs of strain, which would be one, just um, not taking any action against your mom to try and preserve that relationship and preserve that that like that image of your mother who is willing to do anything for her kids and not villainize her. In order to preserve that and just not take any action against, the betterment of your household, what would be some pros and cons of that? You started off saying that you feel like well, one, it would kind of turn into an argument. Like it wouldn't really be something that she would take constructively. It would be discredited and maybe met with a lot of defense. So a con would then be like, you'd have to argue with your mom, and who wants to do that, you know? Is there any other
Yeah.
like maybe like pro or cons of that situation that you might be able to see or foresee?
I feel like in I don't really have much faith in this answer, but I feel like the only pro to trying to I'll say two, the only two pros I can see in just trying to talk to her about it first and see if she makes this change on her own would be she might actually think about it. Like she will definitely argue, but she might actually think about it later. And if my stepdad is around, he might. I feel like he doesn't say anything because we're not his kids, and he doesn't want to start a fight with her either over not his kids, even though he probably has an opinion about it as well. Because like I've talked to him about it, and I'm like, like it would be better if they lived with my dad for a little bit, and he agrees. But like we're kind of in this limbo, like we can't really tell her though. So I feel like she would probably think about it, maybe, if she got over her feelings about things being okay and like actually open her eyes. Because I feel like right now she's just willingly living blindly. And she needs to open her eyes to see what's going on for real. And number two, pro, she'll have a warning in the sense like she would know that I'm looking at it in this way and that I'm thinking about it. And I'm not gonna say outright that I'm not gonna like threaten her, like give her an ultimatum, like I'm gonna do this. But like me having this conversation with her and like trying to put these flags up, that's low key me letting her know like you need to get your shit together or else type of thing. And I feel like if she thought about it, she could put two and two together. Like, okay, well, she's thinking about it like this. Is she talking to her dad about it? You know what I'm saying? That's on her though. I'm not going to tell her what my plans are to do with this information, but those are the only two pros aside from all of the cons that I see with that. And then on the other hand, like me actually going through with it and like helping my dad get custody of my sisters and everything. Pros, my sisters have a better life. They can still see their mom. They have a better education. They will have food. They will have clothes. They will be happier. They will have discipline. They will learn, you know, consequences to their actions and things like that. And they will have stability, you know. They will learn responsibility better here. Those are the pros. My dad will also be able to, you know, be here for them, which that's what he wants to do more than anything. And the cons, my mom like probably will hate me. She probably will try to badmouth me and my father to everybody in the family on her side, which I don't really care. I feel like if if need be, like I can plead my case to whoever and win them over. I don't even want to do that either. Like I don't want to make her look bad at all. But this is just what would happen. Um, what else? Yeah, she would probably hate me. Um, she probably would be like really depressed. Um, and I guess I really don't know much else. Like I really don't know if she would try to take action to make things better so she can get them back. I feel like she would, but would she do it well? Would she do it quickly? Would she be serious about it? I don't know.
The thing to consider is is it going to be sustained? Is it going to be consistent? Is it just going to be like, oh, let me change my ways so I can get my kids back? And then once I get my kids back, it's back to,
It's
how it's been.
exactly.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. I liked
But
how
I
you
think the thing
mentioned,
that I'm worried about, sorry, go ahead.
no, no, no.
The thing that I'm worried about the most is that like, if she does get through that and she gets them back and stuff, like I feel like our relationship could potentially never be the same again. Like she wouldn't trust me or like things would just be a little bit different. And I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, but I'm I will make any sacrifice to make sure that they are not fucked for the rest of their life. So if the cost of that comes to like me just having a not so good relationship with my mom, and that's not gonna be on me because I would love to still be your number one gal, the one that you rely on when you need help, for sure. But it can't just all be me, you know? So I don't know. I think our relationship really lies in her hands. So I guess that's like the one biggest thing that I'm worried about. But other than that, there's no I feel like there's no reason for me to like be hesitant about making this decision. I genuinely I feel like here's the thing I'm worried about. If I tell her all those pros and cons that I told you about if I told her is true. One really thing that I worry about is she'll try to run away. She's done it before. She will try to like hide her mess and run away. And I don't want to give her the chance to do that. It needs to be a surprise. It needs to be a surprise.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you thought through those pros and cons of each situation. Um, like I said, we are at our time, and I love to talk further. But before we end for today, there's just a couple things that would encourage you to keep thinking about and keep, um, like boggling around your head as you go through and you witness, what you've described in this session that you've been witnessing. One is just whatever you decide to do, how you do it and how you say what you have to say is going to matter regardless of like what route you choose to go down. Just keep in mind that at the end of the day, your intentions is to do everything in your power to give your siblings and your family the best chance at improving or like being functional in society. You're not doing this because you're selfish. You're not thinking these things and recognizing these things because you just want to be the mean, older sibling or the mean eldest daughter who's being spiteful about how she was brought up and how she felt like things are different. None of that is the case. From what you've described to me today, is that your intentions are purely in order. Your intentions are purely selfless. Like you're thinking of these things and recognizing these things and considering actions to take for ultimately the betterment of other people and not yourself. So I want to keep that in mind as you're communicating these things to your parents, to your mom, to whoever, as you're talking through it, as you view yourself in this situation, just keep in mind that your intentions are completely selfless and for other people. Another thing would be like just stress management. make sure you're, regularly getting some extra exercise and doing things that not distract you from what's going on around your household and what's going on with your family, but things that allow you to um like take a break from that and still like enjoy life because at the end of the day, it is your life that you're living, and even though you're being very selfless and very passionate for other people, you still matter, and your stress levels um, still need to be regulated as you go through this time. And then the last thing is just that for going through the pros and cons of each uh, if, like those two main pathways you could go down or two main like actions you start to take. Just keep in mind the significance of like what it means um, for your intentions to be um, like for them to come to life. Like when you're considering like man, like I really feel like I should say something. If you're hesitant because of the relationship with your mom, or if you're hesitant because of like you don't want to be viewed any kind of way from the different members of your family that your mom might, try and tarnish your reputation on. Um, just remember what matters to you, which, as you've described to me, is just the best opportunity for your siblings. And even just some change in your mom, from being someone who seems like she's very carefree about things that she should not be carefree about. Um, I think about whatever you decide to do, whether it be inaction or action, how it might um how it might align with your intentions and values of wanting your mom to care more about things that she should care about and wanting your siblings to have a better opportunity than what you currently see them having. Um, but yeah, uh, those are just some things to keep in mind as you keep going with your situation. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to talk to you and explore what you've currently been thinking on your own and observing and what you see taking place. Um, but before we end, I just want to ask, is there anything else that you want to mention or any big like concept or like part of the situation that you just want to mention or uh, get off your chest about how you may be feeling, what you may be seeing, what the future looks like, anything at all? No pressure. If you're like, no, this was a great chance to just talk about what I've been thinking about for a little bit, and I have some more things to consider and think about as I move forward. That's perfectly fine. That's like a great way to end off the session. But if there was anything else, I just want to open up the door for you to be able to share that.
No, I think I really said it all, to be honest, and this is like a great opportunity for me to really understand how I'm feeling and like think about I think the most helpful part of this was actually thinking about like the consequences of one decision versus the other, like thinking about it like a Venn diagram, you know?
Mhm.
So, no, I really don't have anything else. I appreciate the time that I was able to take to actually like reflect on this and not just have it be like a hmm, what if, like, because obviously I'm not going to be able to like talk out loud to myself about it. So I think this was very helpful for me, but that's all I really have today.
But yeah, keep in touch. I'll be here if you need to, reach out and speak about these things further. But as for today, I really appreciate you taking the time to, give yourself that space. And yeah, I'll be here. I hope you have a great rest of
All
your
right.
day. And yeah, thank you, Azariah. Talk soon.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yay!